Hey guys, welcome back to Based MMA. In this video, guys, I'm not going to be talking about UFC or MMA. I'm actually going to be talking about the Misfits boxing fights that take place this Saturday, guys. And yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys are wondering, like, why are you even talking about this whole circus show? And I'm gonna be completely real with you guys. I'm a fan of this whole circus show. I'm a fan of, the Jake Paul fights and him fighting MMA fighters and him fighting celebrities and all the celebrity YouTube boxing. I'm a fan of it. I think it's pretty entertaining. And like the reality is that we're not watching these fights for the boxing skill on display, but we're watching it because of the characters, what's at stake, the trash talk, you know what I'm saying? And even though Tommy Fury versus KSI, Logan Paul versus Dillon Danis, it's not gonna be a great display of boxing skill. I mean, there's a lot at stake for each of these guys. I mean, KSI is a huge celebrity in the UK. Logan Paul is also a huge celebrity. I feel like Dillon Danis has kind of become a huge celebrity as well, especially with his marketing in this fight. And then we got Tommy Fury, who's your typical boxer, brother of Tyson Fury. So that name alone carries a lot of weight. So yeah, guys, I'm pretty excited for this boxing fights. And I'm going to be completely real with you guys. Like, I'm actually going to be buying the pay-per-view. I know that might not be based. That's not based of me. But, I am 100% with you guys. And like I said, I am excited for these fights. So let's talk a little bit about the matchups that I really care about, which are Logan Paul versus Dillon Danis. And we got KSI versus Tommy Fury. So let's start with Logan Paul versus Dillon Danis, guys. Obviously, these guys are not the best boxers, you know what I'm saying? But Logan Paul has been boxing for more time than Dillon Danis. I mean, Logan Paul has fought KSI twice, and then he had that stupid Mayweather fight, which wasn't really a fight, more like a sparring match. There wasn't even a winner after that Logan Paul versus Mayweather fight. But I mean, we all know that Mayweather pretty much outclassed him. Was pretty much toying with him, and probably could have gotten him out of there. And Logan Paul is not a good boxer whatsoever, but he is probably the better boxer out of the two. He's probably a better boxer than Dillon Danis. Dillon Danis is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. This guy used to fight in Bellator, hasn't fought in like 4 or 5 years. So out of the two guys, Logan Paul is probably the better boxer. He's probably the stronger guy. But I can't lie, guys. I think Dillon Danis is probably going to be more durable than we expect. And I think he has more of the dog in him. You know what I'm saying? So I think for Dillon Danis to win, which I am rooting for. I'm rooting for Dillon Danis, guys. I'm not a fan of Logan Paul. This guy's a crypto scammer. I just hate how this guy tries to act like he's this good guy, but he's just a terrible person. All the bad things he's done. And I just find Logan Paul very unlikable these days. He's super unlikable. The way he talks about his brother, the fact that he went to go start a business with his brother's enemy is just bizarre to me. So there's something weird about Logan Paul that I just don't like. And I'm not like the biggest fan of Dillon Danis, man. I mean, prior to him, promoting this fight, I was like, man, Dillon Danis is just this guy that talks a lot of trash and pulls out of fights. Wasn't the biggest fan of Dillon Danis, but I can't lie. He's won me over. He's won me over with his promotion of this fight. And I get it. A lot of people hate Dillon Danis because he's been bullying Logan Paul's fiance. But all he did was bring images that were already on the internet to light. I know he's gotten some images that he's not been able to post publicly because he would get in a lot of trouble. But the fact that Logan Paul's fiance is suing Dillon Danis when, she knows that he's about to fight him. He's about to fight him and, he's just trying to promote the fight. And the fact that Logan Paul's like, well, I'm not suing you. My fiance is suing you. Like, bro, get the hell out of here. Like, we know you have a role in this. We know that you're letting her. Because if you really didn't want her to sue, you could have been like, bro, you could have been like, wifey, whatever. Don't sue him. Just let me take care of him on October 14th. I'm going to knock this guy out. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that he's doing all this suing and stuff like that, it's just stupid, man. It's a fight game. Get over it. Logan Paul has said worse shit on the internet. So I just find it very hypocritical that Logan Paul, supports his wife suing Dillon Danis. And it's just stupid. And I just hate the guy. And I can't lie. I'm rooting against him. But objectively, I do think Logan Paul has a very good chance of winning. This guy's on steroids. This guy's probably the better boxer. But I do believe that Dillon Danis does have a chance, guys. He does have a chance because it's not like Logan Paul is this amazing boxer. So I think Dillon Danis cannot go into this fight trying to outbox Logan Paul. He needs to make it a dirty fight. He needs to clinch, throw a very fight in the pocket against Logan Paul. Don't let him fight at range and just make it a very dirty fight. Make it a brawl. I think that is the pathway for Dillon Danis to win. And I feel like maybe Dillon Danis needs to be a little bit more patient in the first rounds, and as Logan Paul starts to gas out, that's where I feel like Dillon Danis can maybe start to get the better of Logan Paul in the later rounds and win a decision. But like I said, I feel like there's a lot at stake for both these guys, but there's more at stake for Logan Paul, guys, because Logan Paul, he has to defend his fiance's reputation. And then there's more pressure on him because he's the boxer. He's the guy that's the favorite right now. And I feel like if Logan Paul isn't able to knock out Dillon Danis, then that's going to be incredibly embarrassing. Like, even if Dillon Danis loses a decision, it's not going to look that bad because he's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy. He's not a boxer. So I feel like there's more pressure on Logan Paul to go out there and knock out Dillon Danis. And if he tries to force a knockout on Dillon Danis and he's not able to get it, I could see him start to gas out. So I do think that Dillon Danis does have a chance to win. I mean, it's not like Logan Paul is Tommy Fury, and he's actually like this boxer that's been doing boxing since he was 15, 14 years old. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the pathway to Dillon Danis for him to win this fight is to make this fight dirty, brawl with Logan Paul, be patient in those first rounds, let Logan Paul kind of gas out a little bit, and then make it a dirty fight. And I think that could be a way where Dillon Danis maybe wins a decision here. But like I said, I feel like there's not a lot of pressure on Dillon Danis. I mean, he talks a lot of shit. I think people are starting to like him. But I think for Dillon Danis, he needs to walk out of that ring conscious, because if he gets knocked out, then it's going to be a pretty big hit to Dillon Danis' reputation and all that trash talk he's been doing. It's pretty much going to backfire if, he becomes a highlight real KO, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I see happening, guys. But I don't know, man. I think Logan Paul's power is a bit overrated, man. I mean, he hasn't really won a boxing fight, so I see people out there saying, "Oh, Logan Paul's gonna knock out Dillon Danis easily." I don't know about that. I mean, he hasn't shown that he's been able to do that, so I think it's gonna be a scrap. I could see it going down to the later rounds, and I think I don't know. Maybe there's a late finish. Maybe there's a late finish by Logan Paul. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe a TKO and the ref sees that Dillon Danis is taking too much punishment and the ref kind of intervenes and stops the fight. I could see that happening. But as long as he's not like unconscious where he gets knocked out, like flatline KO'd, I think Dillon Danis should be fine, guys. But like I said, I'm not a big fan of Logan Paul. I hope this guy gets knocked out. But it's not likely, right? It's not likely. Now let's move on to KSI versus Tommy Fury. I think this fight is also interesting. It's kind of funny because I feel like what I just said about Dillon Danis, you could also apply to KSI, right? KSI is fighting Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury is definitely the superior boxer, better technically, very good jab. Knows boxing. The guy knows boxing, and KSI has this very unorthodox style, very explosive, very powerful, but not a good boxer whatsoever. And I think Tommy Fury should be able to win this fight just with his size, his boxing IQ, and I think KSI's only path to victory is to land like an overhand and land that one punch that really hurts Tommy Fury. And, I'm not convinced that KSI has more power than Jake Paul. I mean, he's been knocking out guys like other YouTubers that don't know how to box. He's been knocking out old men. So I'm not convinced that KSI has this knockout power that he can knock out Tommy Fury. I mean, we saw that Tommy Fury was getting caught by a lot of overhands from Jake Paul, but he was able to outbox Jake Paul. Now, with all that being said, I do think that this fight is going to be more chaotic than the Tommy Fury versus Jake Paul fight, because one of the mistakes that Jake Paul made in that Tommy Fury fight was that he was trying to box Tommy Fury way too much, you know what I'm saying? Whereas I felt like Jake Paul should probably, try to bring more of the fight against Tommy Fury. Don't make it this technical boxing fight. Try to fight at range. Make it this dirty fight. And I think KSI has a very good chance of doing that. And I mean, he did say in interviews that he's not gonna go out there and try to outbox Tommy Fury. He's gonna go out there to try to make it a dirty fight and to knock this guy out. And like I said, that's really his only path to victory, because Tommy Fury is definitely the superior boxer. But I'm gonna go with Tommy Fury to beat KSI. I mean, KSI's only chance is to knock out Tommy Fury, but I think Tommy Fury is really gonna jab him. I think KSI's movement, he wastes a lot of energy. I think Tommy Fury is gonna be able to catch that. He's gonna be able to find the timing, and I think he's gonna throw that jab and just jab KSI to oblivion. But I think KSI is gonna, be more durable. So I'm gonna go with Tommy Fury to win this fight by decision, guys. But anyway, let me know your thoughts on this whole Misfits boxing. Are you guys gonna tune in this Saturday? I know this might not be based because I cover UFC content, guys, but I can't lie, I'm intrigued. Dillon Danis has done an incredible job of marketing this fight. I'm excited. I'm excited to see KSI versus Tommy Fury as well. I think that's a big step up for KSI. I'm not a fan of KSI. I'm not a fan of Logan Paul. I mean, I'm not a fan of any of these guys, but I'm intrigued. You know what I'm saying? I'm intrigued, and I think a lot of you guys are as well, guys. So make sure to like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you guys in the next one.